inside his spot. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff. He'll be stopped at the 17. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They'll leave it with him. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? The first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Wants to throw on first down. Launched out of the pocket. Myers on the move. Got his man on the right. And the big game, they've got it on the 46.
If I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Motion from the wide receiver. He's going to lose a yard on that. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, the inside kid. Makes it past the marker. The cross from 25. He's got room. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number one. Was priority number one. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This offense doing exactly what they set out to do on this first drive.
Caught in the backfield. It's Crispin. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick him up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's got it. Strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
How about that first drive? The hardest thing to do in college football is win on the road. They're the underdog coming into a hostile environment. What do? Possession one, go right down the field and shut everybody in this building up.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Looking downfield on first down. Trying to set up the screen. No, sirree. Not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. The Huskers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Off the play fake. A strike downfield. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams have had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
Ball's at the 29. Defense defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. He uncorks one deep. And the beat shot is complete inside the 45-yard line.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go. The football had time. Spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive play.
And the Huskers are flying down the field. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Finds a little bit of room, giving him a couple down to the 23.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ball.
He's got it on the right. He hauled that running back down to the 15-yard line.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense.
Got to move it into the goal line. Still in the end zone.
If the offense continues to put drives like that together, this defense is in trouble. How about the balance, the ability to throw the football, run the football, keep the defense guessing, and then when it gets closer to the end zone, the physicality to punch it in. Great start for this offense.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. To the air on 1st down. Got a man. It's Crispin. Creates a little room. At the 30. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Give to the single back. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Back to pass. Flips it out on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him. That's a loss.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers will try to move the chains on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Scrambling away. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU Bengals. Quick strike through the air for the score. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for him. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive feat.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking for a gap. Pushed his way ahead. Really good run to get it out to the 20 and pick up a 5.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and then you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And on third down, he calls his own number. Really nice job by the quarterback, making the decision, being decisive. He does a good job going, getting the first down. New set of downs for this offense.
Got enough for the first. They bring him down with the big play. Don't make mistakes. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big one.
Especially when they know you're putting their run, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
Softened him up with a run. Now to throw.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and hit tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Looking for an out. Got a room. It's a foot race. And we're getting it. It's a touchdown. He is a field-flipping machine. Taking on one end, return it to the other.
And now you get to celebrate. What a beautiful job. We're always talking about defense, we're always talking about offense. Man, when your special teams come through for you and score, it is huge, and it provides such a boost for the crowd.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the Mountain West. Central Michigan is in trouble. Check that. They're in a world of trouble because unless I'm reading that scoreboard wrong, that does not look very good. They're trailing by 13 to Old Dominion. The Mountain West likes to keep things interesting, fellas, and we'll circle back if anything big happens.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Gonna run it. It's Cueva. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play. Able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And on that play on the RPO, they had the look they wanted, but up front, they just could not get the job done. You see linemen losing their one-on-one battles. There was nowhere for that running back to go.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. A 6-yard pickup that leads him with 3rd and 4. The Cornhuskers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Leaves it with the running back. Nice job to get it past the sticks and then get him down at the 35. First down here for the offense. To the ground. He's got it again. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Huskers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They bring him down. He's able to pick up the first down. When you're called Corn Huskers, you're like a big red thrashing machine, and you're going to get it done on the ground.
Just going to chew up the ground yards. Just going to eat you up, play physical, be different, and that's what Nebraska fans want. Throwback to the old days, the glory days, and they want some of that here in this.
He lost one down the sideline. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Working well behind the sticks on second down. The give to the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
These RPO runs, they're like body blows. I like them because it just sort of chips away at a defense. You'll take these kind of games all game long. You keep running the football this way, you're going to keep moving the sticks. You're going to keep driving this defense back, so keep at it with the RPO game.
They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Maybe a tad out of field goal range and way too close to punt it. Kind of in no man's land, so they'll go for it on 4th down. He might want another play. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
Nice job by the defense. Great pass defense, getting in the lanes, doing a really good job understanding they were going to throw the football on this 4th down. They played it well. Incomplete pass. Defense turns to offense.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess with it. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Put it up through the field. Score any more points. This one could get out of hand now. You have set your offense up right before the half to maybe close this gap.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Pulls and throws up the RPO. And good coverage by the defense. Just a short gain. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Hauled down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Timeout, Nebraska.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Game here late in the first half.
And getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
And the Huskers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Takes a shot as he lets it go. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, the quarterback was in a world of trouble there. He was under pressure. He knew he was going to get hit, so he was just trying to get rid of it, but he forced it into double coverage. He's lucky that was only an incompletion.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback may change this route. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. He's got the tight end. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The offense calls timeout, and they don't have any more left this half. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it.
fourth down, but they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
He splits the upright. That'll bring him to within 4.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that honestly gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this game.
I don't know what this says about trusting your defense, but they're going for an early onside kick down one possession. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
You don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks early in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting in the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Just enough time for one bronco play in this half. Looking to throw on first down. Looking for the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and that comes to a close on that play. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. LSU will put foot to left to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They had a really productive first half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go over their own adjustments. You know the offense was saying to themselves very quietly, guys, we're not going to stop it. You got to keep scoring if we're going to win this game. So the pressure's on them here in the second half.
Yeah, and you get the ball first. And so it's been a high-scoring first half. You get to go out here now and make a statement. Start this half, say, listen, we're going to keep scoring points, and then maybe help alleviate some of that pressure on the defense. When you're down, obviously, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. You can grab, but you can't hold on. Defensive holding penalty will give this offense a first down. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. The give to the tailback. Stop at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
And as the game goes on, you're going to see this offense continue to use the RPO. That look was conducive to handing it off. The defense now is going to start putting more guys in the box to slow this running back down, and that's when the quarterback's going to have an opportunity to keep the football and make plays throwing.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given him some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Running to Green. He'll be brought down at the 41-yard line, not close to the line to gain, and it's fourth down.
You know, with defense, it's this pick or poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you can tell he takes advantage of it.
On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Moves around to clear up the vision. All kinds of time before he fires right.
Quarterback's ability to
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. Just barely able to keep him from bouncing on that one. What a nice return. This dude is absolute electricity when he gets the ball in his hand. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Dances away. Gets rid of it. Finds his man. It's Crispin. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up the first down.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Makes the catch. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. LSU quick to the line. A first down run on the doorstep. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. Lining up for the PAT. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing running pass and lining up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important.
Picked up a turnover on their own end. The defense putting points on the board.
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
And the extra point is good. They're up 35-24. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for. Pressure the quarterback that gets hits on him and make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. They're working that left side. He's brought down at the 49. That is well short of the first down. Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing to score, they'll go for it on fourth down. Might be changing the route. Guys, LSU has the lead here. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the wideout. It's dropped. Oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it.
And you had to. I mean, the offense had to be aggressive. You're down multiple scores. You needed to make something happen right now. You had to be aggressive. I think you had to go for that fourth down. Now, obviously, the game's looking like it might get out of hand.
That's such a nice start to this drive, too, because you got the lead late. You want to run the football. You want to be physically dominant. The defense knows you're going to do it, and still, on the very first play of the drive, you're able to rip off a long run like that. Great vision there, and a nice job up front with the surge by the old line.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball. I felt it.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting outfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now,
Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down for the field. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They're in a precarious spot here. That lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance, unless they can do something to save themselves here.
and that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
It's nice having zone eyes on the quarterback. I tell you what, you got to lead, be smart, don't give up big plays, drop back in your zones, but watch, when the ball's thrown, you can see the guys break on the football immediately and go make a play.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. Unloads to the wideout. Set him up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up with an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the football.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
He stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He reached into his bag for that move, and it didn't get him loose at all.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. We're interested to see what the offense does on this next one.
He'll pull it down and run. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 16.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out, make him get to the sideline. I will say this, I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to run him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want to be physical.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Under fire. One on a time, lets it go. Make the catch, and the defense will force the turnover on down.
Well, you're up by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter. They're hoping with that conversion they ice the game. They don't get it. Feels like they're going to We've seen crazy things happen in college football, and they've left the door open here late. Let's see what happens.
He will get up to about the 32-yard line before he stops, and it'll be 1st down. From the shotgun, the inside kid. A stopping hold maybe gets a yard to the 34. The Huskers in the hurry-up.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Running inside the 20. What a play to get inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Finds his big tight end. And that completion good for a short game, and they still have some work to do to pick up the 1st down. From the gun, running back gets the game. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. And the Huskers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll try to get it in with the run. Now they'll try to get the 2 and make it a 3-point game late. Looking to throw. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Well, great job by the hands team receiving there. They're able to spot the kick, fall on it, make sure they keep possession, secure it. Nice job.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
They get him on the ground at the 33, but not before he picks up 6. Third down, and the Husker faithful getting out and trying to make movement change impossible. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Finds his tight end. Brought down, but looks as if LSU will pick up the 1st down.
And how about this offense, man? They put the ball in the hands of the guy they trust the most. 4th down, need a conversion. You want to salt this clock away. You want this game to end with you guys possessing the football. Big 4th down conversion.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside for the back.
Offenses ice football games in the 4th quarter by running the football, and that's what these guys are trying to do right now, right? We're going to bleed the clock. We're going to stay on the field. It doesn't matter if the defense knows we're running it. They cannot stop us, and they're looking pretty impressive right now doing it.
1 more yard on this second down might just put an exclamation point on this one. Fires to the big foul. And they'll stop it just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the slides.
I think for that play to work, you need to have some access, some cushion and coverage. The receiver to be able to do something with it after the catch. That time, the defender was just way too close, all over him, and tackles him for no gain.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. They'll try to sneak it. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. We've got a timeout on the field, a tight game in the fourth, and the brain trust will go to work. And they'll take a knee. Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a couple of ranked teams, and certainly it was a memorable one.
No doubt about it. I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this game, not just fans of these two teams, but people maybe outside of conference affiliation looking in, because this is a ranked matchup. So when you get this win, this is huge in the eyes of the committee with respect to the college football playoff. This win just means more.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, for the college football playoff picture, how big is it to get a big win, a ranked win, who now you're probably going to be matched up head-to-head with who's better, who's going to make the play.